We chose to do our project on Jigsaw, which is a horror movie.
My name is Jesse Green.
My name is Greg Beauvais.
And my name is Jared Pezza. And to start off, we have the two memorable quotes of this movie. First being, most people are so ungrateful to be alive, but not you, not anymore. And the second was, some would call this karma, I call it justice. So the actors that are starring in this movie are Tobin Bell as Jigsaw, Hannah Anderson as Eleanor, Laura Vandervoort as Anna, Callum Keith Ronnie as Detective Hallion, Mandela Van Peebles as Mitch, Brittany Allen as Carly, and Paul Bronstein as Ryan.
So, the three filming elements we chose to focus on. Okay, so the first scene that we focused on was in fact the cycle scene, where Mitch has to reach down to get a brake for the motorcycle. The whole point of the scene is that he sold a bike to a person. He knew the brakes didn't work, and the person ended up getting in an accident. So Jigsaw is trying to make him, and he's trying to hold him accountable for his actions. And the whole point of the scene, why we liked it so much, is the different types of camera positions and movements. As when the camera's moving back and forth and showing different angles of what's going on, like the suspense is really able to build up, and the audience truly feels nervous for him as he has to reach his hand down this cycle that's spinning. And at the beginning of the scene, his hand does get cut off a little bit, which also helps build up the suspense, so people know it's lethal and it's a serious problem.
$600 for a bike that you listed in excellent condition, even though you knew the brakes were faulty. You took his $600. And in return, you delivered him to his end. He was my nephew, and he never hurt anyone. The device you see here has a unique power source. It's the same engine that graced the bike you sold my nephew. However, I assure you, the brake lever for this one works perfectly.
Look, you're right!
Avoid the dangers around you. Hit the motorcycle brake handle, and the motor will stop.
Oh, shit!
Live or die, Mitch. The choice is yours.
Dad! No! Oh, shit! Look, I'm sorry! Stop, please! Look, I'm sorry about your nephew! Get the fuck up here! I don't want to die! No, stop it! Anna, you gotta help me! I need you to hurry up! Hurry, please! Please, stop! Hurry! You saved me! Anna, get me out of here, please! You did it!
So, once again, for our second element, we decided to choose the silo trap. This again is involving Mitch and Anna, and what makes this scene so great is the special effects. As they're in this silo and it's being keep going. It's being filled with sand, and there's different farming tools that are falling down on top of them, and they have to dodge out of the way. And like, because of the special effects, it seems so real. Like, people, because normally a scene like that wouldn't be possible without different like elements that are generated like through CGI, right? So like, because the CGI and the special effects, that looks so believable, which is why the audience gets so uptight and they really like want the characters to survive. Okay. For our third and final scene, we chose the blade trap. So this is actually the first trap that the characters go through at the beginning of the movie. They all have buckets on their head. You can see in the background. Yeah. They have buckets on their head, and they wake up. And the whole point of the trap is that they have to sacrifice. They don't know it. They have to figure it out themselves. But all they have to do is sacrifice a little bit of blood, and they'll be saved. And what makes this
Just a job.
this scene such a big deal and why it's so critical for the film is the set design and the set construction, because the way that the set is formed, it's in a tight little room with a lot of people. Everyone just woke up. It's dark. The buckets look so real. The blades look so real. It's so straightforward, but it's so nerve-wracking for a lot of people to watch, which is why it's such a big deal and it's so critical to the film.
This room with your lives. If you can release yourself from your demons, you can begin to shed the chains that those demons bring with them. Make the simple blood sacrifice that I've requested, or face severe consequences. The choice is yours.
An offering of blood. No matter how little. An offering of blood. An offering of blood. An offering of blood. Cut yourself! You need to cut yourself! You want blood and then you're free! Cut yourself! You want blood! Cut yourself!
Holy shit!
You need to cut yourself! You need to cut yourself!
So Jigsaw didn't win any awards, but they did end up grossing $103 million with only a $10 million budget, which is very good.
So, Jigsaw, right? There's a huge psychological element to this film, as in throughout the Saw franchise and this Jigsaw film, which is the latest installment. There's there's a huge psychological effect that John Kramer is trying to put into his victims, you could say, which is why a lot of the traps are designed based on the people that are in the film. Like you see that with the cycle trap, where he has to go out and grab the handbrake, and because he let somebody die in a motorcycle accident, and there's other scenes where drug addicts like they'll be in a pit of needles, like stuff like that. It's this whole idea that John Kramer wants people to face responsibility from their actions instead of just running from them their whole life. So he really wants to, like, his whole thing is kind of, it's almost like punishment. Like, you should suffer for, like, the pain that you caused others. And another thing that he also, like, imposes a lot is the will to live and the importance of, like, your spirit and your, like, how you're gonna fight for your life, which is why some traps, I like the last one in this film, it's two people pinned against each other, and whoever, like, does the best job at whatever the task is the one that survives. It shows that they have more, like, fight, and they're, like, trying to stay alive more. So, like, the basic psychological element of the film isn't that, like, he's not, like, John Kramer, Jigsaw, the clown guy thing, he's not that messed up as a person. Like, he has some real, like, meaning to what he's doing, and it has a purpose, and it kind of makes sense if you think about it. It's just a way, like, he shouldn't be killing people, you know?
If you don't watch the movie and you're not on the edge of your seat the whole time, and you're not scared for these people that are in here, you're not human.